A powerful message on a big stage. President Biden discusses the legacy of Emmett Till. Plus, I speak with two Black queer artists about their gripping new project. And a difficult diagnosis. The family of blockbuster star Bruce Willis opens up about his current medical condition. Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. Thank you for joining me. Live with Kelly and Ryan will soon have a new host. Ryan Seacrest will be leaving the morning talk show this spring. He called his decision bittersweet. Seacrest started co-hosting with Kelly Ripa in 2017. During that time, he has pulled triple duty between live hosting American Idol and his nationally syndicated radio shows for iHeartMedia. Seacrest will be replaced by someone Ripa knows pretty well, her husband, Mark Consuelos. He's filled in on the show over the past few years. President Biden is comparing the lynching of Emmett Till to the killing of Tyree Nichols last month. The White House hosted a screening of the new film Till. The president says that ahead of Emmett's visit to see family in Mississippi, his mother warned him to be careful. It's a conversation that Black families still have today. Biden also acknowledged the Black journalists who brought the story to the forefront.
One more hero in this story they have to acknowledge, and a lot of people forget this, the Black press at the time. At the time, Jet Magazine, the Chicago Defender, and other Black newspapers were unflinching and brave in sharing the story of Emmett Till and searing it into the nation's consciousness. Fearless trailblazers like Ida B. Wells, a brilliant, gifted writer, exposed the barbaric nature of lynching as a tool to intimidate and subjugate Black Americans. She once said, quote, "The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon the wrongs. Turn the light of truth upon the wrongs."
Biden also highlighted the need for the nation to face its history, which is why he feels Till matters so much. The First Deep Breath is a gripping new play currently at the Geffen Playhouse in Los Angeles, but its performances and themes can resonate with so many people all over the country. It's inspired by real events and centers around Pastor Albert Jones and his family in Philadelphia. The epic story comes from the mind of the playwright and North Philly native Lee Edward Colston II. I had a chance to speak with Lee and director Steve H. Broadnax III, both Black queer artists, about the play's messages, being vulnerable as Black men, and more. Hi, welcome Lee Edward Colston II, writer and star of The First Deep Breath, and also Steve H. Broadnax III, director of The First Deep Breath at the Geffen Theater, currently in Los Angeles. Thank you for joining me here.
My pleasure.
Yes, thank you for having us.
This is a story of a Black family. It's a microcosm, but it's also completely sweeping and epic and touches on so many issues facing Black families today. Would you talk about the seed of this play?
I would posit that that the themes in this play are things that all families wrestle with.
Yeah.
Um, Even though it is a Black family that's at the center of this story, themes of love and loss and regret and generational trauma and um, forgiveness and healing aren't necessarily culturally specific. I think that's open uh, to anyone, regardless of culture. There was an article that I read years ago about this really tragic story in Philly about this family that basically imploded. And the artist in me had a lot of questions about, like, how did we get there? And so I started to reverse engineer in my brain um, about like what I imagined that story to be. And so like that coupled with uh, I was a first year at Juilliard and I saw this, production of this epic play. And I remember going to my acting teachers and asking, like, I would love to work on some material that's in the style of this play that doesn't center Black folks, struggling or grappling with poverty and grappling with the foolishness that comes from white people's racism.
And Steve, as a director coming into this, when you read The First Deep Breath, first took a look at it, What were some of the things that compelled you the most?
The what compelled me the most was love was at the center,
Mm,
of this family, regardless of the trials and the things and the
yeah.
situations they find themselves in. And I could just see my own family, you know what I mean? And on holidays, especially. But dealing with, as Lee said, for me, the play is dealing with lies and secrets and how they can erode a family. But it all was based in this patriarch that was trying to do the best for his family the way he knew how, and it was all centered in love. These people love hard, so it was very familiar to me, and what drew me to the script and the story.
I also was really moved by the play's investigation of masculinity, and I wonder, Lee, would you talk a little bit about how that works into your play?
Um, I don't think masculinity is a linear thing, and we often hear this phrase, thrown around about around toxic masculinity, and I don't necessarily know that I believe that. I don't believe that masculinity is inherently toxic, quote unquote. But I do believe in unhealed masculinity,
Mm.
and I think that uh, there are a lot of things that we inherit as men on a performative version of what we think it is to be a man, and where boys are programmed uh, from children to perform their respective roles. One of the things I really loved about this process is that Steve had this hoodie that he would wear into rehearsals that read in big bold letters, "Boys should cry."
Mm.
um, and it's just a reminder that, like, to be soft in a world that wants you to be hard. And I believe, like, like, embracing that softness, that healing, it just puts us in a better position to love one another with true empathy and true compassion.
Thank you so much to Lee and Steve for joining me. Their words are incredibly powerful. I recently had the chance to see the play and I was floored. The First Deep Breath is running through March 5th at the Geffen Playhouse in Los Angeles. We'll have more from their powerful message coming up on Advocate Today. The family of actor Bruce Willis has announced he is suffering from dementia. The actor has a condition called frontotemporal dementia. FTD is not a specific diagnosis, it is an umbrella term for a group of brain disorders. Willis's family first said last year he was diagnosed with aphasia, a medical condition that impacted his cognitive abilities. They also said he would be taking a break from acting. The film Assassin, starring Willis, is slated for release next month. February is Black History Month, and today we are honoring the one and only Ma Rainey. She's often called the mother of the blues. Ma Rainey was a musician known for her deep voice and stage presence. Her work reflected her experiences as an openly bisexual Black woman in America during the early 20th century. She sang about heartbreak, depression, and other difficulties. Ma Rainey's legacy stands tall to this day. Thank you for joining me on this Advocate today. Our mission is to advocate for all. Open the Advocate channel online for more content and coverage. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. I'll see you next time.